But I want to ask about the tilt by this administration toward Iran. I asked John Kerry this one time. He denied that there was any tilt toward Iran. And yet all of our Gulf state Arab partners, allies, friends, the Israelis, they're convinced that there is such a tilt. So even if it's not reality, it's perception at least. I think it's reality. Can you comment on that? Has there been a tilt? And if so, shouldn't the administration just come out and say that? And that they want to see Iran become a regional player and welcomed back into the family of community, the community of nations, and be a good guy, even though there's no evidence that they're going to actually pull that off. I'm just very, very concerned about this direction. It seems like a huge gamble to me. But am I reading this wrong, or is there actually a tilt going on toward Iran?
It's a very important question. I do not perceive a significant tilt by us toward Iran. But perception is reality, and nowhere is that more the case than in the Middle East. And there is a perception that there is such a tilt, which is why I have emphasized in my written testimony and my remarks today, we have got to make it absolutely clear that our goals and Iran's goals in the region could not be more opposite. That the nuclear agreement in no way implies that we are party to Iran's nefarious policies and actions throughout the region. It's 20 years ago this month that a great world leader was assassinated, Yitzhak Rabin. Before he was killed, he said something that I've always remembered, and it was the time he was negotiating with the Palestinians post-Oslo. He said, "I will negotiate peace as though there were no terrorism, and I will fight terrorism as though there were no peace negotiations." Well, we need to fight Iranian-backed terrorism as though there were no nuclear agreement, because that's what the Iranians are doing. They didn't let that agreement, which they wanted, get in the way of all the nefarious things they're doing in Syria and Iraq and to a degree in Yemen. Well, we need to meet them with the same determination to confront them where they are acting as a very malign player. That doesn't jeopardize the agreement, because it doesn't jeopardize the agreement for them as they carry out these malign actions. But I feel very strongly we've got to assert ourselves against them, both because of the damage they're doing, but also because of the perception in the eyes of our Sunni friends.
Director McLaughlin?
I don't disagree with anything the ambassador said. The only thing I would add is I don't think there has been a tilt toward Iran, perceptions aside. Without knowing precisely what's discussed within the administration, though, I think there's a hope that somehow in this 15-year period that we buy with the nuclear agreement, there's a hope, I'm assuming, that there will be some kind of transformation inside Iran. There are some bits of data you can seize upon to strengthen that hope. The generally pro-American views of the man on the street, the large numbers of women, 40% of their university graduates are women. A lot of things about Iran that are at odds with the behavior we see on the part of their government. I suspect there is a hope among those who work on Iran that they may change, but 15 years is not a long time.
And this recent intercontinental ballistic missile test in violation of UN agreement protocols, isn't that a big concern to us?
Well, as I've viewed their behavior since the nuclear agreement, I haven't seen anything that strengthens my hope that they will change. I think the ambassador has it right. Until we see something fundamentally different about them, we have to do exactly as Yitzhak Rabin advised.
Thank you so much.